Hello, and welcome to this week's webisode with Fishwick Associates. This week, we're going to talk about election law and a few other things. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to our boss and founder, John Fishwick. John?
Thank you, Zach, our host with the most. I see we have Judge Daniel out there. He's virtual this week, but we were able to rope him into this webisode. So we're talking about election law. It's timely, lots of debates, lots of discussion about debates, voting rights. So we do help people in election matters. It's interesting work. We helped two independent candidates for Roanoke City Council get on the ballot this spring, dealing with the requirements of getting on the ballot during COVID. Daniel and I recently dealt with a situation of there's early voting in Virginia, and you can vote at the registrar's office. And there was an issue about whether you could have the campaign signs up there. And that's an example of where the First Amendment intersects with the right to vote. And we were able to help negotiate so that there was a particular spots for the campaign signs to be present. That's important. You know, the First Amendment is an important right. So I'm a strong believer in everybody should be on the ballot. Everybody should vote. And so we get into those cases. No secret, newsflash, I'm a Democrat. So if there's issues that come up with the election this November, I likely will be part of that side as we go to court dealing with things. There have been some issues that come up now with early voting. Obviously, a lot of attention from the president and others on the mail-in ballots and the legality of those and the dates you can mail those in. Zach, let me ask you this. I've already voted. Have you voted so far this year?
I have not. I'm going to wait till the actual election day to vote.
You'll go to the actual election day.
That's very traditional.
Yeah. So I voted early. It was I don't think it was different, but you went to a registrar in Roanoke City where I live. It was pretty easy. It took just a few minutes. Daniel, I believe you live in the city as well. Have you voted yet? Or are you going to vote?
I have.
You did. You went to the early voting route.
I did.
Did you see the campaign signs out there?
I saw plenty of campaign signs.
Right. So you've been a little bit involved, Daniel, in some of our election cases. Why don't you share some of your perspective on it?
Sure. So one of the things, as you mentioned, one of the issues that we ran into was whether we could have these campaign signs outside the registrar's office. And the important thing there is that you're not allowed to have campaign signs, at the actual polling place, but you can have them. There's a 40-foot kind of buffer zone, and as long as you're outside that 40-foot zone, you could have campaign signs. You can campaign for your candidate. It's just they don't want people to be campaigning for candidates, at the actual polling place, because that might intimidate or influence voters. And so it's important to be able to get your message out. And the important thing there is, for everyone to have the opportunity to put their signs, Republican, Democrat, Independent. As you mentioned, we've helped independent candidates get on the ballot in Roanoke. And so they all have their signs out there, and it's great to see all those signs out there, and everyone has their chance to get their voice out.
Yeah, I think it's critical for people to be heard. That's what America's all about. Whether you're going to get very few votes or a lot of votes, it's great to see those signs out there. I think that's so indicative of a healthy democracy. So I expect we will be involved in further in this. Our country is obviously very divided, and these court cases make a difference. And I expect to see more of these court cases. But it's important that the fundamental rights to vote, the right to be heard, remains intact in this country. So I'm sure we'll be on the front lines of some of those cases. So Zach, I ask you to sign us off. Everybody will be looking for you to vote in person on November 3rd. That's fantastic. And if you could sign us off today, that's great.
Absolutely. You don't need to fear. I will definitely vote. I always have. I mean, that's what separates us from a lot of other countries in the world. We're very fortunate and lucky to have that.
Absolutely.
So with that said, we hope you all have a great week, rest of your week. We hope you stay safe and healthy as well. With all the sickness that's going on around and the pandemic closing in on us, we hope you guys are well, and like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.